Hey everyone, I'm Frank, and this is English Podcast Flow.
Welcome, guys. I'm Alice. Today we're going to talk about something really personal and really important.
How to express your feelings in English. And this is hard, even for native speakers sometimes.
It really is because talking about feelings requires vulnerability. It requires the right words to express what's happening inside you.
And when you're learning English, it's even harder because you might know exactly what you're feeling, but you don't have the vocabulary to express it clearly.
I remember feeling so frustrated when I first started speaking English because I felt like I couldn't be myself. I couldn't express my emotions the way I did in my native language.
That's such a common experience. And today we're going to help you find those words. We'll teach you how to talk about happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and everything in between. Let's get started.
Before we dive in, if these episodes are helping you express yourself better in English, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every comment, every share makes a huge difference. It tells YouTube that this content is valuable and worth recommending to others.
So take a moment right now to show your support. We really appreciate you being here. All right, let's talk about feelings.
Frank, let's start with why this is so difficult. Why do so many English learners struggle to express their feelings?
I think there are a few reasons. First, emotions are complex. Even in your native language, it's not always easy to find the right words for what you're feeling.
That's true. Sometimes you feel something, but you can't quite name it.
Exactly. And in English, there are so many nuanced words for emotions. It's not just happy or sad. There's content, joyful, ecstatic, melancholy, dejected, devastated. Each word has a slightly different meaning.
And if you don't know those words, you end up using very basic vocabulary. You say I'm sad when what you really mean is I'm heartbroken or I'm disappointed.
Right. And that can make your expression feel flat or incomplete.
Another reason it's difficult is cultural. Some cultures are very expressive about emotions. Others are more reserved.
That's a good point. I come from a culture where we don't talk openly about our feelings very much. So even in my native language, I wasn't used to saying things like I feel hurt or I'm anxious.
And then doing it in a second language. That's double the challenge.
Absolutely. You're not just learning vocabulary. You're learning a new way of communicating emotionally.
So what helped you? How did you learn to express your feelings in English?
Honestly, it started with expanding my emotional vocabulary. I realized I was using the same 5 or 6 words over and over. Happy, sad, angry, tired, good, bad.
Those are the basics. Everyone learns first.
Right. But they're not enough to express the full range of human emotion. So I started learning more specific words and phrases.
And that's what we're going to teach today.
Let's start with positive emotions. Alice, how do you express happiness in English beyond just saying I'm happy?
Great question. So, I'm happy is fine, but it's pretty neutral. If you want to show more intensity, you can say I'm thrilled or I'm over the moon.
Over the moon. That's a great phrase. It means extremely happy, right?
Exactly. You can say, I'm over the moon about the promotion, or she's over the moon because she's getting married.
What about when you're happy, but in a calm, peaceful way? Not excited, just content?
Then you'd say, I'm content, or I'm at peace. For example, after all the stress of moving, I'm finally at peace in my new home.
I like that. It shows a different kind of happiness. Not the jumping up and down kind, but the quiet, satisfied kind.
Exactly. And if you want to express joy about something specific, you can use phrases like I'm delighted that or I'm so pleased about.
Give me an example.
I'm delighted that you could join us for dinner, or I'm so pleased about how the project turned out.
Those sound more formal, more polite.
They are they're great for professional settings or when you want to sound gracious.
What about when something makes you feel good in the moment? Like when you eat delicious food or hear good news.
You can say that made my day or this is exactly what I needed.
I love that made my day. It's so warm and genuine.
It is. And people use it all the time. Someone does something nice for you and you say, "Thank you so much. That really made my day."
All right, let's talk about the other side, sadness. How do you express sadness in different levels and nuances?
This is where English has so many options. If you're mildly sad, you might say, "I'm feeling a bit down today," or "I'm not myself today."
I'm not myself. That's a good phrase. It's subtle, but people understand you're not feeling great.
Right? It's a gentle way to communicate that something's off without going into detail.
What if you're more than just a little sad? What if something really upsetting happened?
Then you might say, "I'm heartbroken" or "I'm devastated." Those are strong words for deep sadness.
Give me a context for each.
"I'm heartbroken that my best friend is moving away," or "I'm devastated by the news of his passing."
Those definitely convey serious emotional pain.
They do. And then there's disappointed. That's for when your expectations weren't met.
Like I'm disappointed that the event was canceled, or I'm disappointed in the results.
Exactly. Disappointment is a specific type of sadness. It's about unmet hopes.
What about when you feel sad, but you don't really know why? Just a general heaviness.
Then you might say, "I'm feeling low" or "I'm in a funk." A funk is like a temporary period of sadness or low motivation.
I've heard people say I'm feeling blue as well.
Yes. "I'm feeling blue" is a gentle, almost poetic way to say you're sad. It's not dramatic, just honest.
And sometimes you need to explain what's causing the sadness. How do you do that?
You can use phrases like "I'm upset because," or "it breaks my heart that," or "what really gets to me is."
So you might say, "It breaks my heart that I can't see my family this year," or "What really gets to me is how unfair this situation is."
Perfect. Those phrases help you connect your emotion to the reason behind it.
Let's talk about anger. This is another emotion that has so many levels.
It does. And it's important to express anger appropriately because it's a strong emotion.
Right. If you're mildly annoyed, you wouldn't say "I'm furious." That's too intense.
Exactly. For mild annoyance, you'd say "I'm a bit annoyed" or "that's frustrating."
Like I'm a bit annoyed that the meeting was rescheduled again, or it's frustrating when people don't reply to emails.
Right? Those are everyday irritations. But if you're really angry, you'd use stronger words.
Like what?
"I'm furious." "I'm outraged." "I'm livid." Those all mean very, very angry.
Give me examples.
"I'm furious that they lied to me," or "I'm outraged by how they treated her," or "I was livid when I found out."
Those definitely communicate strong anger. What about when you're not quite at that level, but you're more than just annoyed?
Then you might say, "I'm upset," or "I'm really bothered by this."
I'm upset that you didn't tell me, or I'm really bothered by the way he spoke to you.
Yes. And there's also fed up. That's when you've had enough of something.
I'm fed up with all these delays, or I'm fed up with making excuses for him.
Exactly. It shows accumulated frustration, like you've reached your limit.
Now, expressing anger can be tricky because you don't want to sound aggressive or out of control.
That's a great point. You can be angry without being rude. You can say, "I'm disappointed in your decision," or "I don't appreciate being treated this way."
Those are firm but respectful.
Right? And you can also say, "I need to be honest with you. I'm not happy about this," or I have to say, "This situation is really frustrating for me." Let's talk about fear and anxiety. These are emotions a lot of people struggle to express because they feel vulnerable.
Absolutely. Admitting you're scared or anxious can feel like admitting weakness.
But it's not weakness. It's honesty. And expressing these feelings can actually help you feel better.
So, how do you express fear in English?
If you're genuinely afraid of something, you can say, I'm scared or I'm terrified.
I'm scared of flying or I'm terrified of losing my job.
Yes, but there's also a softer way to express worry. You can say, I'm worried about or I'm concerned that.
I'm worried about my exam results or I'm concerned that I won't finish on time.
Right? Worried and concerned are less intense than scared or terrified. They're more about apprehension than fear.
What about anxiety? How do you express that?
You can say, I'm anxious about or I'm feeling anxious. Anxiety is that constant underlying worry.
I'm anxious about the presentation tomorrow, or I've been feeling anxious lately.
Exactly. And if you want to be more specific, you can describe physical symptoms. My stomach is in knots or I can't stop thinking about it.
Those are really good because they show what anxiety feels like, not just naming it.
Right? You can also say, I'm on edge or I'm stressed out.
I've been on edge all week or I'm really stressed out about this deadline.
Yes. And sometimes you need to express uncertainty rather than pure fear. You can say, I'm unsure about or I'm hesitant to.
I'm unsure about whether to accept the offer or I'm hesitant to make a decision right now.
Those show caution without panic. They're more thoughtful.
And if you're trying to overcome fear, you can say I'm nervous, but I'm going to do it anyway or it scares me. But I know I need to try.
I love those. They acknowledge the fear, but also show courage.
We've talked a lot about expressing your own feelings, but what about asking others how they feel?
This is so important because it shows empathy and builds connection.
The most basic question is how are you feeling? But that can feel a bit formal sometimes.
It can. More casual options? Are you okay? Or how are you holding up?
How are you holding up is great when someone's going through something difficult.
Yes. It acknowledges that things are hard and you're checking in on them.
What if you notice someone seems upset, but they haven't said anything?
You can say you seem a bit off today. Is everything all right? Or you don't seem like yourself. Do you want to talk?
Those are gentle. They open the door without forcing the conversation.
Exactly. And if someone shares their feelings with you, it's important to respond with empathy.
What are some good empathetic responses?
I'm sorry you're going through this or that sounds really difficult, or I can imagine how hard that must be.
Those validate their feelings without trying to fix the problem immediately.
Right? Sometimes people just need to be heard. They don't need solutions.
What if someone tells you good news and you want to share in their happiness?
You can say, I'm so happy for you. Or, that's wonderful news. Or, you must be thrilled.
Those show genuine excitement for them.
And if you want to ask someone to elaborate on their feelings, you can say, how does that make you feel? Or, what's been going on with you?
Those invite deeper conversation.
They do. And one more thing, if someone is struggling and you want to offer support, you can say, I'm here if you need to talk or let me know if there's anything I can do.
Those are beautiful. They show you care without being pushy.
Now we want to hear from you. Go to the comments and answer this question. How are you feeling today? Use some of the vocabulary we taught in this episode. Be specific. Don't just say good or fine. Try to express your actual emotion.
Are you feeling content, anxious, excited, overwhelmed? Share it with us. Practice expressing your feelings in writing. And if you read someone else's comment, respond with empathy. This is a safe space to practice emotional expression.
We can't wait to read your responses. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this episode gave you the words to express what's in your heart. Remember, expressing your feelings doesn't make you weak. It makes you human, and the more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Don't be afraid to be vulnerable in English. Your emotions are valid, and you deserve to be able to express them clearly. Keep practicing, keep expressing, and keep being authentic. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourselves.
Bye. See you soon.